Elisabeth Poliacek was born in Timisoara, Romania in 1938. Timisoara was part of Austria-Hungary until 1918 and was a multi-ethnic city comprised of Romanians, Hungarians, Germans, Serbs, and Christian Muslims and Jews. As a result of this ethnic mix, Elisabeth mastered many different languages. Her father and mother were Chaim and Tova Poliacek. Her father was from Hungary, and her mother was from a well-respected family named Kahana from Khust. Chaim and Tova had 3 children, 2 girls and 1 boy. Elisabeth was the middle child. Chaim Poliacek made his living as a silversmith. Elisabeth's father was a religious man who was eager to explain all religious practices to his family. As a result, Elisabeth is, even today, a knowledgeable person in Jewish religious affairs and eager to share this knowledge with others. Her early life till 1940 was a happy one, filled with peace and joy. In 1940, Antonescu's regime allied itself with the Nazis, which began a powerful anti-Semitic campaign. And as a result, Elisabeth's father was taken to a labor camp where he was forced to help build railway tracks. Her mother supported the family through their personal savings, and when that ran out, then received assistance from the community. In 1941, he returned to Timisoara with the help of a friend, began a life as a tailor, and although he knew nothing about tailoring, his friend helped him survive and remain with the family. Towards the very end of the Antonescu regime, the workforce of the tailor's workshop were denounced as communists and sent to a forced labor camp far from home. On August 23, 1944, Romania was liberated and Chaim returned home. The trip, however, was complicated and took 2 weeks. The anticipated freedom with the incoming communist regime proved false. Indeed, life was quite difficult under the new government. Elisabeth's father was arrested and interrogated by cruel communist officials. The Poliacek family were Zionistic-minded and sought to move to Palestine. In 1947, the family received permission to immigrate to Palestine, but the mother was pregnant and afraid of venturing into the unknown. Thus, the family remained in Timisoara. In 1958, they received permission to emigrate to Israel. The family was forced to sell their house and belongings. They were permitted to take a box of only 40 kilos containing their entire livelihood. At the very last moment, that permission was rescinded as their passports were confiscated. For a period of time, the family lived through the support of relatives and friends. Finally, in 1960, the entire family moved to Israel. For the next 6 years, Elisabeth and her husband tried unsuccessfully to make the transition workable. Ultimately, her husband Yehoshua decided to leave Israel and return to Europe. They settled in Mannheim because they had friends living there. Elisabeth and Yehoshua started a new life. Yehoshua had a beautiful voice and served as assistant cantor at the community synagogue. Elisabeth became a dedicated servant serving the needs of the Mannheim Jewish community. This included working with senior citizens and preparing food for community members. This work continues to this very day, a span of 34 years. Elisabeth has 2 sons and 4 grandchildren, all living in Europe. Elisabeth hopes that her future contains good health, many friends, and more years of serving her community. She has no desire to return to Timisoara. Why should I go back? For the box?